How's it going, guys, and welcome to Formar Ranch. So I'm out here at the ranch today with one of the coolest products I've ever had the privilege of using, and that is the Reaper Grip by Kopfjager Industries. So besides the fact that they're an awesome Texas company, Kopfjager Industries has done it right in terms of the product as well. They've designed this from the ground up for shooters, by shooters, and honestly, guys, it's just packed with awesome features and ingenuity. And I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you today, show you all the ins and outs, and then we're going to do some shooting. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, so let's talk a few quick technical specs on the Reaper Grip. It weighs 2.5 pounds, and it can accommodate any rifle between 1.5 all the way to 2.9 inches in width. In terms of your freedom of movement, the horizontal direction has 360 degrees of movement. Now, in the vertical direction, you can go down 87 degrees and come up 21 degrees. And the best part is that the threads used by the Reaper Grip are the common 3/8 by 16 threads found on most tripods. As far as the clamping system itself goes, the thing that I like most is the fact that it can pivot. Now, what this means is that if you have a tapered stock, which a majority of stocks are, it can conform to the natural shape of the stock. Why this is so critical is, for example, if you had a clamp that looked like this full-time 90 degrees and you were to put a tapered stock in here, it is only going to touch at the point where the stock is widest, which means that your stock itself can pivot freely in the clamping system, and it greatly affects and reduces your stability. So this was incredibly smart and creative thinking on their part. And yet another thing that I really like about the Reaper Grip system is the fact that the grip itself is offset from the center line of the tripod. Now, this is extremely important when you're using a semi-automatic weapon such as an AR-15, because you can manipulate removable box magazines without having to worry about coming into contact with the tripod leg. And even further, they thought ahead and made sure that the control arm was not excessively long. And again, this means it's not going to come into contact with the tripod legs, and it doesn't affect my ability as the operator to manipulate my weapon system while using the Reaper Grip assembly. The controls on the grip are pretty self-explanatory. You have a main control arm, you have a pan locking pin, and then on the other side you have a pan drag pin. The control arm is what tightens your vertical adjustments. Due to the control arm being reverse threaded, if you're shooting and you're trying to engage a target and you need to tighten it, you're on target, you need to lock down. When you tighten, it brings your elbow in. It makes you as a shooter smaller in case this is, for military application or even for hunting purposes. If you're getting ready to, tighten down for your shot, instead of making you larger and more obvious, you're actually making your figure slimmer as you tighten it. So they really did think of everything. As far as the pan locking pin goes, what that does is if you pull it, the tripod becomes free to move. It's free to rotate. You can leave it like this if you'd like, but when you pop it back in place, you'll move it until you hear a little click, and then the tripod is locked in place. Now, one issue is that people don't realize that the true use of this pin. So you can rotate the tripod with the pin locked in place. However, what that's essentially doing is unthreading your Reaper Grip from the tripod itself. So if you want to pan around, you want this to be pulled to where you can see the silver metal underneath. And you'll see it'll stay there for you until you're ready to put it back down. You just twist it again, and then you slowly turn until it locks in place like that. The pan drag knob is pretty self-explanatory. You can loosen it up or you can tighten it down so that the user can customize how much resistance there is in the horizontal panning direction. So again, it is extremely user customizable. Another thumbs up on that. And taking it even further in terms of user customization, the Reaper Grip can be used in a number of different shooting positions, from sitting or kneeling on the ground, being seated behind the Reaper Grip, or standing up. The Reaper Grip truly can do it all. Now, it doesn't stop there. While the Reaper Grip is still extremely user customizable, it is also modular. It allows for you to add a Reaper rig, which is essentially a metal plate that will screw into your Reaper Grip and allow you to attach cameras or spotting scopes. And it also accepts Magpul MOE rail panels to mount further accessories. Now, I'm going to make a separate video demonstrating the Reaper rig and all its awesome capabilities, so make sure you check the description below for a link to that video. Alright guys, so just some closing thoughts. First of all, I want to put this out there so that I am transparent and unbiased with you. I was provided the Reaper Grip by Kopfjager Industries to give you guys an honest review, and that's exactly what this review and all my reviews is honest. The truth is, there is nothing negative that can be said about the Reaper Grip at this point in time. I don't foresee any issues coming out of this system. It was incredibly smooth and durable in the use that I put it through. In terms of my shooting experience with this, it was honestly a night and day difference. It is so much better than just your typical sandbags used from a bench rest on the range. This allows you mobility and movement while keeping you super steady, and as you can see from some of the footage, I don't show too many of the clips because that's going to be for the separate Reaper Rig video. I was hitting steel at 500 yards with this 308 consistently, no problems whatsoever. If you are interested in anything you saw in this video, make sure you check the description below for a link to their website. Everything in this video can be purchased on the Kopfjager Industries website, and that includes the tripod, which I'll get into that in a separate video here in a little bit, guys, so be looking out for that. But you definitely don't want to go cheap on tripods either when it comes to these systems. If you invest the money for a nice piece of equipment like the Reaper Grip and you're using a flimsy photography tripod, it's just not going to work out for you. So make sure you look into that as well, and they do have a variety available, as well as all the accessories that go with the Reaper Grip, and they do have a direct mount option as well. Depending on if you already do have some equipment in your inventory, there is some options there in terms of the grip system. And as I mentioned, make sure you check out the video demonstrating the Reaper Rig, which allows you to mount a camera onto your Reaper Grip so you can record your hunting and or shooting, which is honestly a really cool thing to be able to do. Overall, guys, I'm just nothing but pleased with this product. If you're interested in getting one yourself, make sure you go to the Kopfjager Industries website and tell them Kyle from 4MR Ranch sent you, and they'll take great care of you. As always, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by the 4MR Ranch YouTube channel, and have a good one.